request all of you this evening to sit quiet with your eyes closed for a couple of minutes. Spirituality is an inward search. Exploring the depths of our being. Trying to find out our roots and true home. We move around a lot in the sensate world, the material world, and get exhausted, confused, tired, and puzzled. We don't feel comfortable and at home anywhere. In friendship, relationship, places, ideas, ideologies, all of them ultimately confuse you. You feel lost in the wilderness. And hence this inward search. Way beyond the body, thoughts, emotions, memories, ego. Beyond all this. There is a place which invites us, like our mother. The rest are all felt like a burden. Thus you reach the inner chamber of your being. Listen to this with your eyes closed. Eyes closed, the tension between the eyebrows. The third eye, the center of the third eye, which is closed because of your preoccupation with the material sensate world of consumption. So when we close our eyes, both eyes, the inward, the third eye opens. In a vast space arises, and the bright sun which shines in that space. And then you are mesmerized and silenced, or you feel silent. Words cannot describe. Mind cannot reach out. Intellect cannot assess. The ego is completely submerged. That land of bliss and light, which is our true home, where we all meet as brothers and sisters. Once you have been there, you return with a new spirit, with a new identity. So let us observe with our eyes closed, watching our breath. Because the breath can lead you all the way. Breath is the bridge along which you walk into your own inner being. Breath is deeper than thought and emotions. So watch your breath. Deepen your breath. Then you feel you are diving deep into a state of absolute joy and bliss. So maunam, silence. An all-embracing, all-absorbing silence. A silence which can never be lost. Silence is wholeness. Maunam Brahma, Brahmavid Mauni Bhavati. The nature of truth is silence. Those who have encountered the truth become silence. Silence means non-reaction. Silence means appropriate responses to challenges. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om. Now please open your eyes and look around. You see a new world. As your image about yourself changes, the experience of the world also changes. As they say, the change that you want to see in the world, be that change. You are responsible for that change. The world may change, may not change. You have no control over that. But you have control over your own mind. Change the mind, change the world. Master the mind, master the world. That's a simple truth. If you are happy, the whole world is happy. If you are unhappy, the whole world is unhappy. So there is a saying that I searched for God. Ultimately, our search is for God, not money, power, pleasure, etc. They're temporary instrumental goals. They are not ultimate goal. Ultimate goal, if you want to define it, you don't know. But you're unconsciously searching for that. So somebody has to define it for you. Somebody has to explain it for you. You yourself don't know. What are you searching? And life is a constant search, isn't it? From pillar to post, from east to west, north to south, up and down. We are searching. And we don't know what are we searching. So let us say we are searching for truth or God or beauty or freedom or equality or happiness, whatever word you use. They all mean the same thing. Or health. So we are searching for something. So our acharyas have defined the object of our search. And that is, let's say, Ishvara, God. God is a Western word. God, the word, is a Western Christian-inspired word. We have no quarrel with that. But in our tradition, we call Ishvara, Satya, Bhagavan, Purushottama. These are the words used. Krishna, Rama, those words are. So we have many words. Because truth has got many faces. According to the many faces, we attribute different names for God. All indicate the same thing. Yagam Satvipraha Bhaguda Vatanti. All indicate the same thing. So let us say Ishvara. We all are searching for it. So there is a very witty statement that I searched for God and God found me. Can you believe that? I searched for God and God found me. It's something like a young man waiting for his mother coming from Bombay by the rail, and he is in Calicut, he is in the railway station, he is a little early, and he is waiting for his mother. The train streamed in, halted, and people are streaming out, coming out, and he is searching for his mother. While he is searching for his mother, he is talking in the cell phone also. He is talking. So his attention in the cell phone. And he is walking up and down, searching for the mother. And the mother says, "Stupid boy, I am standing here." The mother finds out the boy. The boy couldn't find out the mother. She is just standing there. Maybe hailing him. "I am here, I am here." But because his cell phone is close to his ears, other hand is closed because he doesn't want any other noise, and he is walking around, and the mother says, "I am here." Something like that, similar to that. You search for God, and God found you. And unless God finds you, you will never, ever find Ishvara or God. That's the truth. You can keep on searching. Keep on searching all over the world. You will never find it. And the truth is, God is hiding in your heart. You are searching for Ishvara. Ishvara is hiding in your heart. And you are searching outside. You are barking on the wrong tree. You are searching in the wrong place. Unless Ishvara says, "Hey, I am here. Look over there. I am here." It will never occur to us that God is within us. How can God be within me? I am such a rascal. I am such a useless person. How can God live within me? My mind is full of raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, damba, hankara, asuya, irshya, and a couple of more negative emotions. How can God live in such a dirty, filthy place? So you never trust or believe that God is or Ishvara is within you, and you are searching everywhere, you see. So this is the paradox that we are going through. Not recognizing God is within me. God is not far away from me. near me, not recognizing that we are moving all around. This problem is called ignorance. You all know that. You are all masters of Vedanta, isn't it? Everybody knows this truth, but nobody lives this truth. It's good for preaching, not for practices. You don't practice it. It's good to preach. So that paradox or that phenomena, that we are searching for something which is so near to me. Because it's so near, I don't see it. So how do you manage this problem? How do you manage it? So in the Upanishad, so you can keep on searching everywhere. The more you search, the more frustrated you become. The more cynical you become. And most of us are like that, more hopeless even. We are hopeless, hapless, sleepless people, isn't it? No hope, and hapless, helpless, and sleepless also. None of you sleep properly, including the Swami. Instead, we all are worried about many things. So in such a condition, how do we realize this profound truth and transform our life? That's the question we are asking, you see. So there is a very beautiful mantra in the Upanishad. Maybe in the Katha Upanishad. If you go through the Katha Upanishad, that's a beautiful mantra. Yameva esha vrunude tena lepyaha. Tasya esha atma vibhrunude tanugam swam. Whomever Ishvara chooses. So we all are called jivas. With limited knowledge, limited pervasiveness, limited understanding, limited power, we are some or other moving around. So that jiva, identified with the body, mind, ego complex, that's what we are. And we have been given a name also by our parents. The names are very beautiful. Madhava, Govinda, Raghava, they are beautiful names. But we don't live up to those names the parents are given to us. And we have got secondary names also. Name is Raghava, but Raghu, some other name will be called. So we fail to live up to the beauty and the grandeur of those names. All are very beautiful names. So we are identified with the body, mind, ego complex and moving about in this world, searching for God or truth or happiness or health. All are the same thing, which is so close to you, but we don't recognize that. So we are living under the burden of ignorance, avidya. What is avidya? I don't know. What I am seeking is within me. That knowledge is not there. So we are ajnanis, that's what we. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamade. O fool, take the name of the Lord. We may take the name of the Lord, but we don't understand our relationship with the Lord. So the Upanishad says, Yameva esha vrunude tena lepyaha. Whomever the Lord chooses, Bhagavan chooses, they alone will get this understanding, this knowledge, this bliss, this joy. So it's a matter of kripa, grace, revelation. The light has to descend into our heart, or the light has to ascend or explode from within ourselves. So this concept of kripa, Bhagavad Anugrahadeva Pumsam Advaita Vasana. Haven't you heard that? Bhagavad Anugrahadeva Pumsam Advaita Vasana. The desire for truth and the realization of truth, both this and association with the good people, all is possible by the grace of God. You may make effort, but the effort is insufficient. Insufficient. The effort will be fulfilled only by the grace of God. So, Durlabham Trayametat Devanugraha Hedugam Manishittam Manushittam Mahapurusha Samshaya. So the association with that good Guru and the ability to listen to that Guru, all these are the grace of the Lord. This is what is meant by God is seeking you. You are not seeking God. You are seeking at the wrong place, wrong things, wrong satisfaction, pseudo satisfaction. When you eat a couple of laddu, you feel happiness. That is pseudo happiness, pseudo pleasure, not the real pleasure. That is only a shadow of the real happiness. So you may seek God, but you will never find. God has to find you. So this is what I said meant by God is seeking you. Ishvara is seeking you like a mother seeking the child. Child is lost. Mother was busy with something. And then the mother will desperately search for the child. So to become a recipient of the grace of God or Ishvara, that is the greatest achievement in life. The light, divine light, has to descend. Whether you want it or not, whether you aspire for it or not, once it descends helplessly, you realize this is my true nature. So therefore, we have to, before we seek the truth, we should know what is, at least an assumption, at least a general idea, a definition, isn't it? It's only when you have a definition of something you can seek. Definition is very, very important. What are you seeking? I say, I am seeking truth. I am seeking God. I am seeking Ishvara. But what is the definition of Ishvara? You say, Bhagavan is living in me, and Bhagavan is Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman, Sarvavyapi. The Lord who is all over, everywhere, how can He live in me? That question arises. So sometimes we feel He lives in my heart. Where is the heart? It is a pumping heart. That flesh, mass of flesh, Bhagavan sits there. So what is the meaning of heart? Heart has got several meanings. Heart means the core, the center. So what is your center? How do you discover that? So these are the questions we have to ask. Because unless you answer these questions, the search will become futile. It will not be fulfilled. So one has to understand what is the nature of Ishvara. We all are talking that about Ishvara. What is the nature of that Ishvara? And how far are you from that Ishvara? How do you say God is searching for you? Without His blessing or her blessing, depending upon in which form you worship the Lord, you will never be able to realize, fulfill life's purpose. So let us inquire into that nature of Ishvara. One definition of Ishvara is, we have seen, Satchidananda Rupaya, Vishwotpatyadiyadave, Tapatraya Vinashaya, Sri Krishnaya Vayam. So one definition is Satchidanandam. That's the nature of God. So what is Satchidanand? What is Sat? What is Chit? What is Anand? That is the word meaning, implied meaning. One has to reflect. Through words, you can reach that destination. After all, our thoughts are all determined by words, isn't it? Remove all the words, you cannot think. So thinking is arranging words, ideas like that. Ideas are represented by words. So what is the meaning of Sada, Chida, Anandam? One has to see that. But let us play with that words. Bhagavan is truth, eternal, changeless, and that eternal truth is Chida, consciousness, and consciousness is happiness. So when you seek for truth, generally we take to the modern science. Modern science is inquiring into truth. What is the truth? But the problem with the modern science is, they see truth as objective, out there. So they use telescope, periscope, stethoscope, all those scopes. And the scopes are limited. Therefore, you can only pluck a few things from here and there. As though you are going to the ocean and try to understand the ocean, you take a bucket of water from the ocean. That also a leaky bucket. By the time you come home, all the water is gone. So you cannot understand the vastness of the ocean by taking the water of the ocean in a bucket. That analysis is very, very puerile, very limited analysis. So the objective understanding of the world is partial, is limited. Modern science has discovered that. You have to include the observer also. The observer participates in creating the reality. The reality is a combination of the observer and the observer. Ishvara is a combination of the observer and the observed. Prakriti and Purusha is. This Indian rishis have said long back. Reality is a combination of Prakriti and Purusha. So the combination of Prakriti and Purusha is called Ishvara. Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita, I have two Prakriti, Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. Para Prakriti is the Purusha, Apara Prakriti is the Prapancha or material world. And together is my Swarupam, he says. So our rishis have discovered it long back. Merely observing the world is not enough unless we include the observer. So this is called integral knowledge, holistic vision. Otherwise it is partial knowledge. Partial knowledge is no knowledge. It's a dangerous knowledge. And we are facing that. The material knowledge and the technologies that we have created has created enormous, vast consumption power for we individuals, and we consume. And the theology is consumption theology, we say. The theology, the more you consume, the happier you are, isn't it? Any problem, go and shop. Go and shop. And that's shopping mania, shopping addiction. So this theology that the more you consume, the happier you will become, the healthier you become, the better for you, economy grows, GDP increases, then you are in a better place. That has been now we started questioning that. The consumption theology, we are questioning. Now we say, the less you consume, the better you are. The better for your health and for your environment. So what I'm saying is, the truth is not just objective. Truth has to include the subjects, a participatory universe. The observer influence the observed world. And that's what we are experiencing. This truth has been said long back before by our acharyas. The Purusha Prakriti concept. And the Purusha Prakriti is two aspects of the divine, he says, of God. So, God is Sata, Chita, Anandam. He is truth, consciousness included there. Consciousness and Anandam. That's more important. After knowing the whole truth, I become miserable, let us say. I know all the knowledge. That's why some people say, ignorance is blissful. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what you think about me. Nor would I like you to know what I am thinking about. I may say you are a wonderful person, but what I feel within, well, you are a wonderful fool. So this way, ignorance becomes blissful. Knowledge is painful. Because when you know the whole thing, there is no happiness. When you study evolutionary biology or physics, there is no happiness there. It's all ruthless march of things. There is no compassion in the world, isn't it? A lion pounces on the deer, or a tree falling on your head, or storm and flood and forest fire. There seems no compassion in the world. The world is ruthless, ruthlessly marching ahead. So many species have appeared and disappeared in the world. So then you feel frightened looking at the world. So the question is that the more you know, it seems, the more you are unhappy. So knowledge which will lead to unhappiness or fear is no knowledge. Real knowledge is that leads to happiness. That's why he said, Sada, Chida, Anandam. Truth, consciousness, and happiness. That is one definition of God. You can meditate upon those words. And when you meditate upon those words, the blessing will be showered on you. You feel you are growing and expanding and becoming calmer and quieter. It will happen. But Patanjali said, Dharma, Megha, Samadhi. There will be a shower of blessing on you just by reflecting upon these three words. What is truth, what is consciousness, and what is happiness. Meditate upon the word meaning, sentence meaning, and the implied meaning, with the help of a teacher, of course. Spirituality is always practiced with the help of a teacher. You cannot ask a ChatGPT or your friend what is spirituality. It will give you some kind of explanation. Sometimes it hallucinations. So you need a living teacher. A teacher who has studied from her teacher and practiced it and experienced it. And from that experiential words alone can create any difference to you. Otherwise, they are just words. So with the help of a teacher, when we analyze the meaning of these three words, just these three words, keep on reflecting upon them, practicing in your life. What is truth? What is happiness? And what is consciousness? If you really analyze it, let us analyze. What is this truth? Truth means which doesn't change. What is that? What is that in your life which does not change? Think about that. Everything changes, isn't it? Everything changes. World outside changes, inside change, your body change, your memories change, your emotions change. Emotions also change. Today I love you, tomorrow I hate you. Today I respect you, tomorrow I disrespect you. Today I want to marry you, tomorrow I want to divorce. Isn't it? Why? Things constantly change. That's a law. That's an ironclad law. Nothing stays the same for even for a second. Everything constantly changing. The atom that constitutes you will be moving away from you in the next 6 hours. Moving to your friends. That atom become your friends. Combination of atoms. So this way, what is truth in this world? Have you thought about that? What is the real truth? The only truth that you can experience is you who experiences change. Is it not? You experience change. The experiencer of the change cannot change. That's a law. The experience of change cannot change. And who is the experiencer of the change? We have no clue now. Maybe the body, maybe the mind, maybe something else. So when you say I, it begins from the body. Here I am sitting here, you are sitting there. So my identity depends upon you. I see you there and I am here. So that I, which is referenced by the term I am experiencing all these things. Is it not? Or somebody else is it? I am experiencing all the change. That experience or the experiencing I cannot change. If that I also changes, change cannot be experienced. Think of that. Change cannot be experienced. So finally, when you come to in search of the truth, we come to the I experience. I am experiencing everything. I am experiencing change. I am experiencing you. When I move away, I experience somebody else. But still I am there. I experience my waking world, dream world, sleep world. All these are experienced by me. So what is the truth? The truth is not out there. Truth is you who ask this question. So turn toward the question. The one who asks the question is the truth. And then he is searching outside. They say that the fabric seeks the thread. The fabric seeks the thread. The bubble seeks the ocean. And the pot is seeking the clay. Teenam undu hai, undu is it. All the three are fools. Because there is no fabric without the thread. There is no pot without the cotton, the clay. There is no bubble without the water. So this is an illegitimate research. So finally, we understand, my God, the truth I am seeking is me. This understanding is very, very important. This may not increase your bank balance, I tell you. Swamiji, will it increase my bank balance now? But that gives you certain clarity to deal with the bank balance. It gives you tremendous clarity about who you are. So let us understand, truth is not investigated and the outcome of the scientific investigation. Truth, the outcome is contemplation, meditation. I have to meditate, contemplate, with the help of the Shastra and the Guru, and discover I am the center of the universe. I am Yajnaha Bhuvanasya Nabhi. This Yajna, this life is a Yajna. Because constantly things are poured into you, you respond to that. That's called Yajna, isn't it? You pour material into fire, invoke God, and ask from gods. Vittam chame, dhanam chame, all kind of things. So finally I come to understand, I am the center of my life. This is not an ego statement. It's not an ego statement. This is a truth statement. This is a bold truth statement. I am the center of my universe. You are the center of your universe. And as we go deeper, we all meet. We all meet. I'll tell you how that happens. So first of all, let us accept I am the center of my universe. Because I experience all this. If I am not there, experience is not possible. If experience is not there, there is no world. Therefore, through a logical process, finally, I come to the conclusion, I am, aham. That is the truth. So in meditation, you can simply say, aham, I am, Shivoham, meditation. I am the truth, restorer or change. And this I. Next question, what is the nature of that I? Because you are experiencing the whole world, inner and outer. You are conscious of the world. Are you conscious of the world that you are experiencing? You are not a machine. You are conscious. Don't say I am unconscious. You are conscious. Even unconsciousness, you are conscious. When you say I don't know anything, how do you know you don't know anything? Oh, that I know, sir. Isn't it? What you know, what you don't know, all these are object of your consciousness. They shine in the light of your consciousness. They exist in the space of your consciousness. So when you say I, which is the truth, the nature of the I is consciousness. So therefore I am consciousness. Aham Brahmasmi, isn't it? That's why Sada Chitta. And when you say I am consciousness, the consciousness includes everything. Time, space, everything is included in that consciousness. Because time you are conscious of, how long you sat here. Space you are conscious of, where are you sitting. So time-space template or continuum is shining in the space of your consciousness. And when you know that time-space is shining, appearing, disappearing in your consciousness, then you became the container of time-space. And that space in which time-space exists is happiness. The happiness means ability to accommodate things. Experience it don't displace. That's why the word for happiness in our scripture is sukham. Have you heard that word, sukham? Sukham. What is the meaning of sukham? Sukham. Sushtukam. Plenty of space. When there is plenty of space, means you can accommodate ups and downs, the pleasure and the pain and the success and failure and the profit and loss. All these changing experience can be accommodated without getting displaced. Definition of space is that it can accommodate without getting displaced. Avakashayitra akasham. So this ability to accommodate pain and pleasure, success and failure, profit and loss, heat and cold, that ability to accommodate without getting upset or displaced, that is called the real sukham. Our sukha, concept of sukham is couple of lettuce melting in the mouth and then tickles your taste buds, ha. Isn't it? Then the doctor's report comes, he, isn't it? Our sukham is a fake idea of happiness. The real happiness is an ability to accommodate without getting displaced. You stay there like a deep ocean, waves and storms, everything can happen there, but you are not displaced. Guru nabi navijaryate, dukkena navijaryate. Even the greatest sorrow don't cause any dent in yourself. The great observation, ability to observe without judging or react. So that's the meaning of happiness. That's the meaning of happiness. Look at Krishna. Krishna's life, Lord Krishna's life. His life was full of misery, isn't it? Born in a jail, brought up by step-parents, foster parents, had to fight with his uncle, run away from Mathura, go to Dwaraka, build a city there, that God-forsaken place. If you have gone to Dwaraka, you will see only rock. Then built a city, then flourishing city, then his people started fighting. Then he ran away from there also. Bhagavan is continuously running away that way. He creates something and he leaves that. Create something and leave that. You don't stick to that. Then he goes to somewhere else and climb upon a tree and sit on the branches of the tree, and a hunter hits him and he disappears. So if you look at, there is no joy in his life. The kind of joy that we are talking about. But when you think of Krishna, the flute bearing Krishna, dancing Krishna, laughing Krishna, or Rama's life, he is banished from his kingdom, he spent 14 years in the forest, and his wife was lost, and she was recovered. Then Rama said, you can go wherever you want. Then finally, Rama got reunited with Sitaji. Then finally, he has to leave her also. Send her to the forest. Lakshmana also was sent. Finally, he was alone. Then he walked into the Saryu river. Is there any joy in Rama's life? The way you understand. There's no happiness. But when you think of Rama, Swasmin Ramadeti Ramaha, he's always happy with himself, which is the meaning of Rama. So our idea of happiness should change. Our idea of happiness at this point is consumption. The more you eat, the more you sleep, the more you consume, you are happy. That idea should change. This is the central message of Indian culture. Now we are going back to the Indian culture, isn't it? We are trying to establish a state, Indian state, based upon Indian culture. Maybe in 1947, we established a state based upon the Western culture. Parliamentary democracy, elections, and then roads and all kind of things. Now we are trying to find deeper roots. A state and a society and a system of governance based upon Indian tradition, Indian culture. It may take some time. It's not going to happen immediately because we don't have the resources for that. But maybe sometime it can happen. So my point is, the central message of Indian culture is that your happiness is not out there. And we all are seeking that. Bhagavan is happiness. And that's your nature. And that you cannot gather, harvest from outside. It has to be discovered. That's why I say God has to discover you. You cannot discover God. It's so vast. You have to disappear into that. You have to become part of that process. That humility, that self-sacrifice, that understanding is very, very important. It all begins with your surrender to the scripture. Bhagavad Gita, etc. And the Guru, of course. Those who studied and live the scripture. That's how we start the process. So, Sada, Chida, Anandam. Where is that now? Where is that Satchidanandam? I am Satchidanandam. I am that. That is a great blessing. It's not that easily I'm coming. You have to be humble, open. My mind should be open and be patient. Then that profound truth will descend, or your heart will open into that truth. So as long as you search for it, you never find it. It's something like you're trying to sleep. The more you try to sleep, the less you sleep. And when sleep strikes you, without your knowledge, without your effort, you dive into the depths of sleep, isn't it? Similarly, this has to descend on. You have to wait. Patiently wait. Struggle and patiently wait. And one day, if not far away, even not far into the future, one day, it is going to happen. Why? Because you are already that. This is another profound message of India. What you are seeking, you already are. You don't have to go somewhere, do something. The more you do, the more you move away from yourself. The simple truth. To be happy, do nothing. If you do something, you will be unhappy. How is that? The more you try to be happy, the more you become unhappy, make others also unhappy. So to be happy, you have to simply sit and declare, I am happy. Pronounce that. Pronounce that. Satchidananda. Aham Brahmasmi. Those profound statements, which is the quintessence of our wisdom tradition, is to be practiced, believed. Take the risk. Suppose if I try to be happy and everybody will misunderstand me, they may call me a mad person. For no reason I am happy. I should have some reason to be happy, isn't it? There is no reason to be happy. There is every reason to be happy, says. That's your nature. This is the blessing we are talking about. So there is a sudden shift has to happen. That will not happen by any other effort. Of course, we have to try, we have to study, we have to be near a guru and then chant mantras and upasanas and pranayamas, all those things you do. But still you are on the runway. You are not taken. You're not taken off. You're still on the runway. Still you are on. I chanted so many mantras, nothing has happened. I did so many homas, nothing has happened. I studied all the scriptures, nothing has happened. Because you're still on the runway. That lift has not happened, for which you have to wait. And with the understanding, I am already there. I don't have to cover any distance. I don't have to wait for time. I am already there. That understanding is a great blessing. It cannot come just like that. A great blessing is required. That's what I said. God has to find you. Otherwise, you will be running around with this cell phone in the railway station, and your mother has to say, "Beta, I am standing here. You passed me 10 times, crossed me 10 times, and still you have not discovered me." So God has to discover you. But when you say God has to discover you, it means you are already there. You have not moved away from the truth. It's a notion that you have moved away from the truth. It is not the truth. So that abiding faith is very, very important. Thereafter, once you discover that, so Satchidananda Rupaya, so how far is Krishna from you? So close, he says. He has not left you. He is already within you. In meditation, you can see that. Meditation, you can see that. The Krishna is close to you. Satchidananda Rupa. So there is no gap, distance, difference between Krishna and Krishna Nayar, let's say. Krishna Nayar and Krishna. Krishna was born, let's say, 5,000, 7,000 years ago and danced in the Gokul. And you are now later. You are later, Krishna is earlier. The earlier Krishna, later Krishna are the same Krishna. Tattvamasi. That's the meaning of that. Swayam Devadatta, that's the meaning of that. So once you discover that, Satchidananda Rupaya, Vishwotpattyadi Hedave, then you become a very creative person. So the problem is solved now. Problem is solved. I am one with Krishna, I am happiness, I am consciousness, I am truth. When you discover that, you are not simply saying it to the outer world, it has to be expressed through your work. That is why Krishna become Vishwotpattyadi Hedave. Utpatti, creation, development, and final refinement. All these are, you become a very creative person. Have you discovered that? When you're happy, you're creative. When you're unhappy, you're destructive. Happiness manifests as creative action. That is why Vishwotpattyadi Hedave. You create your own universe. Beautiful universe you create. Whatever you touch turns golden. You are a very creative. The way you cook, the way you maintain the home, the way you dress, the way you look, the way you make up, the way you keep your hair, let's say. I'm just saying silly things. Whatever you do, or the way you write a poem or speak, everything becomes creative, you say. Whatever you do has a shine about it, glow about it. That's the meaning of Vishwotpattyadi Hedave. You become the creator. You join Ishvara in this creative. Like Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Bharto Dhanudhara Tatra Shri Vijayaha Bodhi Dhruva Nidhirmadhirmama. Wherever you go, you become a creative person. You add something to the joy and the glory of the world. You make a dent in the universe of the same. It's absolutely creative. Whether you write a poem or cook or clean the house or plant a tree or Even your gesture becomes so meaningful and beautiful. A look is enough. You can change a person by a look with that confidence. With that confidence. If you're a doctor, by a touch, the patient will get up and say, "Doctor, I am okay." Otherwise, all the medicine you dump into his throat, nothing will happen. So there is a tremendous surge of creativity in that person. Whichever area you are. Because this world out there is your creation. You create this world. Your world. Somebody else create their world. So there are many, many universes. We all are living in our own universe. Isn't it? When you look at the speaker becomes part of the universe. Somebody else experiences different. We all experience things differently. So this multiverse, so to say, we create our own universe, we suffer, we enjoy. So this person who discovers himself or herself as this happy self become very, very creative. Says Vishwotpatyadi, whatever you do. Creativity does not mean you build a Taj Mahal or a Chinese wall or a pyramid. That's not creativity. That is built on somebody's sweat. Unpaid sweat. Slave labor. What you create may be simple things. So once I was, in a house, I walked into the house, then I saw a newspaper there. I said, the lady, Swami is coming, it should be clean, why is this newspaper? To me it looked little misplaced. Then what she did, Swami, okay, he took it and she crumpled it, made a rose flower out of that. I said, my God, what I saw ugly, misplaced, she makes a rose flower and give it to me. I had to accept it. Isn't it? So the ability to make a beauty out of things, that's called creativity. And your person itself will become creative. You walk into a drawing room like a bouquet or a sunrise. You can create that beauty, joy, happiness, the way you conduct yourself. So I'm giving it a different twist to the whole thing. So Satchidananda Rubaya Vishwotpatti Adi Hedave Tapatraya Vinashaya. Then Tapatrayam, the dukkha. Tapa means dukkha. Sharim, physical, mental, and environment, all kind of dukkhas which you are going through. Once you have this understanding about yourself, you are free from suffering, you say. There's no more suffering. Physically you may suffer a little bit, but you don't interpret it as a suffering. It's a mental interpretation. All your suffering is a mental interpretation. Matra sparshastu gamdeya shidoshna sukhadukkadaha agama payino anityaha tantitikshusa bharadaya. These are all mind interacting with the whole mind's interpretation. Now you know your nature is happiness, therefore you don't interpret this is my suffering. It just happens. It just happens on certain level. So tapatraya vinashaya. You are free from all these suffering. Experiment with that. Don't simply say, oh, these are all impossible things. I have a severe headache now. And he says, we say you don't have even a head. And also, it's an interpretation physical. When you identify with the body, then you have got a head. So, tapatraya vinasha, you are free from suffering. Otherwise, you have suffering and then you have to outsource, you go somewhere else. You become a victim of things. You lost your mastery, your agency. you also run towards somebody else or somewhere else all the time. Here, you become your own center. It's not selfishness. It is not selfishness. It is an ability to understand who you are. So, tapatraya vinashaya. Keep these ideas in your mind and try to experience the world. And the world will be totally different. So, tapatraya vinashaya, Sri Krishnaya vayam namaha. To that Krishna, my salutation. So, how far is that Krishna from you? It's so near, he says. So that ability to see that, the wisdom to see the nearness of Krishna, your identification with Krishna is the meaning of when we say God found me. I searched for God and God found me. You search in the wrong place because you have an idea where it is. So somebody has to tell you this. This is another thing. These days, young people, I don't want to listen to anybody. I don't want to listen to anybody, but I am consulting ChatGPT. Isn't it? I don't want to listen to my parents. I don't want to listen to my elders. I don't want to listen to my gurus. I don't want to listen to the living people. I want to consult a dead piece of machine. A very sad is it? They're a very sad state. So here the living person, consult them. Tarko yapradishta shrudayor vibhinna naigo rishiyasya madam pramanam dharmasya tattvam nigidam guhayam mahajano yena jata sabantaha, he says. Mahajana. Those people who have lived it, practiced it, they should be their guiding light. Not symbol books, not symbol statues, not these machines. So that's our ideal. Our ideal is God is a living person. Many gods are there that way. You are a God, I am a God, everybody is God. And when you go deep into that, we find there is only one Brahman. Today, you have to go deep. In that wormhole, you have to go deep. When you go to deep, we find there is only one Satchidananda Sakaram. There is only Brahman, nothing else. Everything is an expression of that Brahman. That Brahman alone exists. According to Vedanta, there is only Brahman, nothing else. Everything else is mithya. That which appears and disappears. That appearance and disappearance, we don't say they are non-existent. They are neither existent or non-existent. That mithya is a very interesting concept. Mithya Maya is an interesting concept. Now, modern science also come to that conclusion. Then, indeterminacy principle. Nothing can be defined as such and such. Nothing can be defined. It's all like just a flux and flow and then all that. So that way, deep down, we all are Brahmavamshi Vayam. We are nothing but Brahman, pure consciousness, pure bliss. And that is to be recognized. That is to be appreciated. And that appreciation happens as a great shower of blessing, gift from the above, Ikripa. And I wish you all become participant, be blessed by that great truth which is superintending the whole world. That truth is not far away from you. It is so close to you. This has to be recognized. This is the message of India. Take responsibility. Take your agency. Don't give up your agency. Don't outsource it to anyone. For your health and your happiness, you don't have to go anywhere. Wherever you are, there is your health and happiness. Nowadays, we are outsourcing everything, isn't it? A tremendous supply chain also is there. Things has to be drawn from various parts of the world. Even the cosmetic that you use or clothes that you wear, it's all sourced from all over the world. Therefore, you lose your lost your edge. You have become a machine. You can be manipulated by others. Your hormones, your chemicals, everything is mapped out, isn't it? Your brain is mapped out. Your genes are mapped out. Your history is mapped out. Your blood pressure is mapped out. Your sugar level is mapped out. Your name, your purchasing habits are, everything is mapped out. Everything is there in the cloud. You are not sitting here. You are sitting in the cloud. You cannot know that. Everything is there. In the huge data centers you are sitting. And from there they can manipulate you by a press of a button. The big brother sitting in New York or Washington or Beijing or New Delhi can control you. We have become mere machines because we lost our soul, our heart. That has to be recovered now. That's the major project that the world will be engaged in now. We have to recover our lost Atman, our self, the self in us. If you don't do that, you become real machine, which can be manipulated by others. Because all the data is there. Everything about you is there. There is no privacy anymore. But the Atman, nobody can objectify. Nobody can cut into pieces and manipulate. So hold on to your Atman, the immortal self. This is the message Vedanta gives you. Hold on to your Atman. And then you will become the master. Otherwise, you will become the slave or somebody sitting somewhere. Slowly, China will control all of us. Because they have the latest technology, AI development, everything is there. China will control, including Prime Minister Modi, I tell you. Because all data is there. So, luckily Modi is a yogi, so he has the control of the self, I hope. So the self should not be given up. If we lose the self, we lost everything. These are the things which is going to happen. I am not scaremongering. I can see that coming. The technology is so developed. The data, enormous data can be processed and crunched. And prediction, power of predictive power are increasing. The only area which is not accessible to this technology is your Atman, you see. Isn't it? Not the chachur gachari, the vam gachari, the mano gachari. The mind and the word and the technology cannot reach there. It's so subtle. So we must keep that adarsha. Don't lose that, you see. For that, and your health and everything can be invoked from there. So therefore that we need Bhagavan's blessing. Guru Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, Atma Kripa is necessary. Meditate and abide in yourself and recover your agency, your freedom and your health. Thank you very much. Hari Om.